So, how do you keep a narcissist away from you? That's the topic of today's video, y'all. If you're new here, my name is Lee Hammock. I'm a clinically diagnosed narcissist, and welcome to another episode of The Narcissist Code. So boom, yes, y'all, yes, Lord. How on earth do you keep a narcissist away from you? How do you, like, once the relationship ends, once the relationship has been done, once you are disconnected from this person, how the hell do you keep them away from you? So today we're going to go over a few methods. I have a list of 5 things, but it might be a little bit more, might be a little bit less. I have them written down, but we're going to go, y'all know you're here. So you know I like to play it by ear, right? You know, like, I'm here, Lee's here. He likes to play it by ear. So let's let it ride right here, y'all. So when the relationship is over, how do you keep a narcissist away? How? The first thing you want to do is to cut off whatever form of supply that they're getting from you. You have to cut it off. You have to drain. It's kind of like you have to drain the swamp. You have to let all the water out of the bottle. If this bottle is the supply that they were getting from you, right? See how full this bottle is? You have to pour it all out until it looks like this, until it's empty. No, I didn't pour it on the floor, y'all. I have 2 different bottles. But that happens right there. So you have to be willing to pour it all out. Cut off whatever type of supply that they are getting from you. Well, Lee, how do I know what type of supply? Look at your relationship. Why do you think this person was with you? Why? Well, Lee, I gave him money. It's financial supply. Cut off the financial supply. Well, Lee, I gave them love. Cut off the love supply, which is tough, which is difficult as hell. Well, Lee, we clap cheeks really good. Cut off the cheeks. Look, you have to seal up the cheeks. Abandon the cheeks. You have to, y'all. You have to. This is something that you have to absolutely do, right? This is something that you have to, you need to do. This is not me joking. This is not me making it up. This is something that's going to be required of you. To keep this person out of your life, to keep this person away from you, is going to require you to cut off whatever supply that they're getting from you. You have to cut it off. You just have to. Finances, emotional connection, physical connection. Like even if you were just a voice to listen to, if you were their emotional punching bag, you have to cut it off. Turn the knob down low. Turn off the switch, whatever supply that they're getting from you, make it go dark. Make the supply go dark. So they can't, like I said, once the supply goes dark, typically they leave you alone. Notice I said typically, because it doesn't mean, it is not a foolproof plan, y'all. It doesn't mean that they will 100% leave you alone. There's subtle intricacies that work here. It doesn't mean 100% that they will leave you alone. Like, that's the way they go about doing things. They like to mess with you. They like to do this type of stuff to you to get supply from you, right? So whatever form of supply that they're getting from you, you have to cut it off. You just have to. And that's like I said, well, Lee, it's tough. Yeah, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, wouldn't they? You know? So the next thing that I have down right here is to give them no reaction. If you still have to deal with this person, right? If you still have to deal with them, you have kids or whatever, you have to control your reactions. Because this kind of goes back to number 1. This could kind of fall under, this could be a bullet point under number 1. But you have to cut off the reactions. Some narcissistic people are fueled, maybe they get supply from your reactions. You have to, a lot of times people will call this the gray rock technique, right? They call this the gray rock, where you become emotionally unresponsive to this person, pretty much. Like, whatever emotions that you normally would give them or you would feed them or whatever, you cut it off. You become boring to this person. Like, when you stop giving them the reactions, when you stop giving them that energy from your reactions, typically they leave you be. Typically they run off, they gallivant off, they do whatever they need to do, but they disappear, right? Typically, like I said, y'all, this is not a foolproof science. This is not foolproof, but it has worked for a lot of people. You have to stop giving them your reactions. But Lee, they trigger me and I have to respond. You don't have to, y'all. I know it feels like I know you want to. I know you feel like it will make you feel better. I know, Lee, I can't take it. Y'all, you have to get control of your reactions. This is pretty much the equivalent of taking your power back. Once you take your power back, what else can they do to you? Once you stand in your truth, once you stand on it, there's nothing that they can really do to you, right? So you have to be able to stand on it. You have to be able to stand on your truth. You have to stand in your power. You absolutely have to be able to do that. So just stop giving them your reactions. Believe that I want look. I'm telling you, y'all about to maybe get mad like I'm talking with my kids. You have to control those reactions, or else they'll just keep doing it. They'll keep messing with you because they know they'll keep messing with you. They'll keep coming back into your life because they know how to push your buttons. I've said this before in previous videos, but you have to change the access code to your reactions. You have to change the access code to your triggers. Boop, 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 boop. Instead of being able to put 3, 2, 1 pound and setting you off, you have to change your reaction code to 1, 2, 3 pound, or 2, 2, 1, 3, or 2, 3, 1. Whatever you have to change it up so they can go boop, 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 boop. You want to hear them, and they get bored. You want to bore them, y'all. The third way that I have put down is no contact. You want to keep a narcissist away? Go no contact. Because this, again, y'all, this is kind of going into the other two as well. They all flow together. If you think about it, all this stuff flows together. All of it is on the same creek of taking your power back, right? Of getting them to leave you alone. Like, no contact, no access. Like, y'all, I've done a ton. You Google, just go. No, you don't have to Google. You can Google it. But type in no contact Lee Hammock and watch how many videos I have about no contact, because that's how important it is. I feel like I talk about no contact damn near more than I talk about anything else, because no contact is so important. No contact is so important. It just is. It's one of those things that is so important. It matters so much. So I talk about it a lot because it matters. Going no contact gets them to leave you be, because will it aggravate some of them? Yes, but you have to stay no contact. Just going no contact is not enough. You have to stay no contact. Don't put a limit on your no contact. I'm gonna be no contact for a month, then I'm gonna reach out to them. Why would you go no contact for a month and then reach out to them? They're just opening the door up for them to come back and treat you worse. So if you're going to go no contact, stay no contact. Plan on being no contact forever, because that's important. That's absolutely important. So if you're going to be no contact, stay no contact and go about it that way. This is again one of those things that kind of becomes a necessity on your healing journey right there. Your healing journey. So no contact is extremely, extremely important. It absolutely is on this journey right here. So no contact is how you get them to leave you alone, because they become bored, they become exhausted, they leave you be. Will some of them get aggravated and keep beating on the door, keep trying to find ways to contact you? Absolutely, yes. It doesn't work for everybody, y'all. This is why you can change. You have to. These are interchangeable. You have to try different things for different people. Not every single thing is going to work the same way. Not every single thing is going to have the exact same effect on each and every single person. Everybody works differently, right? So no contact is the number 3 way. Number 4, it's low contact. Low contact. Low, minimal contact. Because let's be real, not everybody can go no contact. Sometimes there's court orders for communication. There's court orders, apps. You have to stay in contact with people because of business relationships or kids or houses and whatever it is, loans, whatever it is, right? Money, whatever it is. So low contact is how you get them to leave you alone, because you're not entertaining it. Whatever is the reason you have to stay in contact with this person, keep any conversation minimal and about that reason. Anything outside that reason, anything that goes outside the purview, anything that goes outside the boundaries of this reason, you don't respond to. You don't entertain. Low contact makes you boring. Low contact, like even if they say, hey, hope you've been well, Hey, just thought about this song reminding me of you. Hey, I saw this. Hey, I saw that. Hey, you have this. Hey, have you seen that? No. We're not being friends. You can be friendly, but low contact. Only about the topic or the subject that you have to be in contact with them for. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm just telling you, if you want to survive a narcissist, this is important. It just is. Low contact. Removing all emotional reactions, emotional attachments, and just responding when necessary. Just reaching out when necessary. Low contact is how you keep them away. It's like the narc spray I talk about sometimes, y'all. And the last way, the number 5 way, if y'all think of other ways to keep them away other than filing restraining orders and, embarrassing them and exposing them, of course you can expose them to keep them away. That's a bonus way right there. Exposure keeps them away sometimes. Yeah, because they are afraid. Exposure or the threat of exposure is a bonus method, a bonus way right there, because they don't want the world to know who they really are, and they don't want to lose their livelihood or their lifestyle. So a lot of times they get afraid to get exposed. So those are bonus ways right there. I told you I was going to add and subtract some. So those are bonus ways. Exposure, the threat of exposure, the thought of exposure. They don't want people to know who they really are, so they try to keep things under taps. And sometimes they'll just leave you alone because they think you're going to expose them, right? And the last way I'm going to talk about is going to be the simplest way, y'all. Not the simplest way. It's going to be the most common sense way. Setting boundaries. Saying the word no. Setting boundaries when you have to be in contact with this person. Like if you absolutely have to be in contact with this person, setting boundaries is going to be probably the main way to keep this type of person away from you. There's just the truth of it right there, y'all. Being able to set healthy, strong boundaries is going to help keep this person away from you. That's just the way it's going to go all the time. Healthy, strong, immutable boundaries. Saying the word no, not being afraid to shift, not being afraid to react, not being afraid to do a lot of different things. Keeping up boundaries. Boundaries are meant to keep you safe, keep you strong. If you're not comfortable with doing something or saying something or going somewhere or reaching out to somebody, set those boundaries and stay strong to them. Narcissists hate boundaries. If you didn't set boundaries while you were in a relationship with them and you start setting them when you're out of it, they tend to stay away from you. They hate boundaries. They hate them. Look up, Google boundaries. What are boundaries? What boundaries are effective against narcissists? Because this helps you on the road as well, y'all. But anyways, y'all, if I missed some, feel free to add them below. I still do my one-on-ones over Zoom. mentalhealness.net. I have group coaching courses. I have support groups, all the other stuff. Check out mentalhealness.net for more, y'all. If you follow me on Facebook, my Facebook has been hacked. Do not respond to messages on Facebook until I get it back. I'm working right now, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Mental Healness is out. Peace. Thank you so much for making it to the end of my video. I am extremely grateful for you. Have no idea. If you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Helps reach more people. And click on the screen to watch another video or to browse through another playlist. There's also a link on the screen to check out my courses and my support groups to help you heal and understand what you've been through. Thank you so much again. I will see you in the next video. Peace.